I agree with you.
Oh my God, we're just
Hi. Welcome to Pretty Little Liars, the after show here on the Stream.TV fan show network. I'm your host, Sinead de Vries, and I'm joined by my pretty little talkers to dish out another episode of PLL Season 7. You guys, for a homecoming season, I feel like we're kind of off to a very slow start, but we'll get into all of it. Over here, I got Mova.
What up? Mova with the eye makeup.
Yeah,
you guys
Look at that
know.
purple.
It's
Look
been
at
on
that
for like
purple.
10 hours,
Look
so
at
don't
those
even look at it.
I like it a lot.
It's all blending into one.
My
No,
makeup has
crazy.
also been in all day. Sort of
Also,
thing.
here is Megan.
Sup? I don't know.
Are you a gangsta?
How you doing? Oh, do you know me?
Do you know?
And Stephanie.
Hello. Oh, okay.
I loved it. That looked
With
good
the Barbie
in the
hair,
camera.
you look gorgeous tonight, Steph.
fake.
It's fake. It's fake.
Love it, love it, love it.
That's right, the queefs of hair.
Oh, my queefs of hair.
Sorry, you guys, you had to be there. You had to be there. All right, you guys, Pretty Little Liars, episode 2 of the season. And right now, I feel like they're trying super hard to get us to pay attention to what is going on between Dr. Rollins and Mary Drake. And we're not supposed to know if we're supposed to trust Mary Drake, if we're supposed to be suspicious of her, if she's in on what Dr. Rollins is doing and maybe now she thinks he's gone too far, or if she's been thinking that the whole time. Like, I don't even know what's going on, but all I can say is that right now it looks as if Mary Drake is pretty innocent and Dr. Rollins is Satan.
I agree with you. It's crazy how in the finale of last season we were like, oh my God, Dr. Rollins, and then not Jessica, but Mary Drake. They're evil and they're bad and they're teaming up against each other and they have this whole plan for the Kerosene group. But now you guys, I mean, I don't know about all of us here on the couch, but obviously Sinead, myself, and a lot of you out there in the Twitter sphere are like, our hearts are with Mary.
Yeah.
I love
Mary,
her too.
you
guys.
Yeah,
Like,
I love her too,
my
but-
favorite scenes right now in PLL are the ones with Mary Drake. And I know Emily trusts her for some weird reason, but I also know she's straight up lying. Like, she straight up lied about not really knowing Dr. Rollins that well and like that whole thing. So I don't know. A lot of people on Twitter were asking, should we trust Mary? Should we not trust Mary? I'm with Mary, guys.
I don't know if we can trust her. Like, I don't know. Like, do we believe that story that she told about the babysitting thing? That was like an intense, crazy story.
I
don't know
loved
if
that story. I
believe
felt
it.
so bad for
Do you
her.
believe it?
Yeah, I do believe
I
it.
think I believe it too.
I believe it.
I can't decide
Because you know what? I believe Mary more than I ever believed Jessica. Think about it. Think about the scenes with Jessica de Laurentiis. Do we ever feel for Jessica? No.
No, but like but also Mary pulled some crazy stuff. Like her.
But do we know that, or was that maybe Jessica?
Right, that was
Can
how I was feeling.
can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
And I'm cheating because someone on Twitter said this, thank you. But what if Jessica didn't die and whoever killed Jessica actually killed Mary Drake and Jessica is posing as Mary Drake?
But why would
do
she
stuff?
do that? Like, that seems so
'Cause she's like the devil.
lame. And like, if Mary Drake was really Charlotte's real mother and like all this stuff, like, I feel like her having it not be Mary Drake and saying that that is Jessica after all would be so weird, because we're just finding out that like nobody knew that Charlotte was really Mary Drake's daughter, when we just found out last season that Charlotte was really Allison's mom's daughter too. So it just seems like it's too much.
Hold on, you're going so
close
fast.
up on Mova while she's doing this.
Like last season, we discovered that Charlotte was really related to the de Laurentises, right? Through Mr. and Mrs. D.
Like, that's her aunt.
No, yeah, but that's what we just found out now. Now we found out that that's really her aunt and not her actual mother. Where just last season we found out that was her mother. You see what I'm saying?
Do you guys say aunt?
Right.
Aunt.
Aunt.
I was noticing that
aunt.
Shay was saying,
Aunt.
well, she switched it up. She said aunt, and then she was like aunt. I say aunt.
Well, in South Africa it's aunt, but that's just because
Along
it's
those lines,
Aunt.
this was actually a heated debate for me this weekend. apricot or apricot?
Apricot.
It's an apricot.
No, it's an apricot.
Apricot
It is an
beyond
apricot.
shadow of a
Apricot.
doubt.
You guys, though, for real though,
Am I the only one that says apricot?
as much
Maybe
No,
East Coast,
everyone
West
I was
Coast
with said
thing.
apricot, and I was like, you all are high. Like, it
as
is
much as
apricot.
I get bullied for saying things incorrectly, which I do a lot, it is definitely apricot. And I know that apricots
Apricot.
have
It might
so
be a
much to do with
tomato
Pretty Little
thing.
Liars, but back to Pretty Little Liars. And you guys can let us know if you say apricot or apricot, because that's
Yeah.
actually a very good point.
Except how are they going to spell that? They're like, I say apricot.
Like a vine.
All right. Anyways, we're what's the word I'm looking for?
Veering.
Yeah.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Tangent.
Okay, Mary Drake, Dr. Rollins. So this is where I'm at with her and him now that we've seen them together. So I think that Dr. Rollins isn't hiding anything that we haven't seen. Okay? He's clearly evil.
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I just okay, I get what you mean, but why would he be doing this?
Yeah, but he's not hiding anything that we haven't seen. Like, he's clearly evil. We know he's evil.
Yeah.
We know that he wants a little bit more than Mary Drake. Like, the stakes for him are higher. That's why he said to her, you got your money, like, go.
Which is
Like,
actually huge, though, because that means that we know that all Mary Drake wanted out of this
was money.
and not to hurt Allie. So does that make her less bad if she doesn't want to hurt
Yeah,
Allie?
and that's maybe
so.
why
Right.
she suggested to Emily that they go together, because I think that Mary Drake really was worried about Alice.
And
cares
I
about
think
Ellie.
it was huge that we saw that scene with Elliot and Mary at the very end, because we did see Mary say to Elliot, like, you've gone too far. That's what
Yeah.
makes me believe her, because of that scene. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Along the lines of going too far, so, like, what is she being shot up with? Like, we threw out horse
Right.
tranquilizers, like,
Right.
maybe some kind of slow poison.
Like a
but, like,
hallucinogen.
I don't know, but I felt
Hallucinogen.
bad for her.
Yeah, and like
It was
she
awful.
thinks when Emily and Mary Drake go to visit her, she thinks that Mary Drake is her mom. Now, Megan brought up a great point, because she's like, why did you leave me? You left me in the ground, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, by the way, you were wrong about Elliot. He's not at all what you said. But how would Mrs. D have even known about
Yeah.
Elliot?
Yeah.
Because Mrs. D was dead long before Allie met Elliot. My only thing that I can think of is that Mrs. Mary Drake has visited Allie in the hospital before tonight. We've known that
Right,
already.
right.
But like, maybe she's been visiting her, because maybe she's been worried about her, and this whole time Allie's been so hopped up on horse tranquilizers that she thinks this entire time it's her mom.
Wait, actually,
Or unless whatever that conversation that they had when Jessica had visited Allison, which I can't really remember. So if you guys are on
yeah.
Twitter, if that's what Allie was referring to, that's very possible. But
dialing back to what you just said, though, about how does Jessica know Dr. Rollins, though? Dr. Rollins wasn't in Allie's life yet, but if Cece really was Jessica's kid,
Yeah.
then obviously, our adopted kid,
Right.
then
Right.
Jessica would have known Dr. Rollins
Right.
through Cece.
The
Makes
only thing I
sense.
can, and also like another thing, when Allie said, why did you leave me in the ground? Why did you leave me in the ground? It's almost as if she was like mad at her mom, right? She's mad at her mom, even though her mom's technically Mary Drake in that scene. But she's mad at her mom. She thinks she's talking to her mom, and she's like, why did you leave me in the ground? I was so cold. And by the way, you were wrong about Elliot. So it's almost as if like she's saying like, I kind of read it as if she's saying like, you're wrong about him. Like you
He's
said
not
he
a
was
good guy.
good,
Yeah.
and he's actually
Yeah.
not a good guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought about it that way, and
Yeah,
not
I
her
was just
saying,
thinking of that.
oh, by the way, also, you were wrong about him. He's wonderful. Because she was already mad at him. So the way that she said that almost made it seem as if maybe Mrs. D had defended him.
or encouraged
so,
the relationship?
So either Mrs. D knew of Elliot and we just didn't see that, and like maybe she's really
Maybe
that
she
evil.
Why
set
would she
them
have
up?
wanted them
Maybe
to
she
be
set them
why-
up.
Why would she have wanted them to be together?
Because she's Satan and she knows Dr. Rollins was evil? I don't know.
Because
What if Jessica was A in this whole thing?
Yeah, but
That would just make
Jessica's
so
dead.
much sense. But
Uh-huh.
but if she's not dead, because like who's worse than Allie? Who?
Right.
Only Allie's mom, like the mother of the beast, who created the beast. You
Right.
know, like that would pull the whole freaking series together
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
if that was
there's
the
still
case.
so much to figure out, like who killed Jessica,
Right.
and was it really Mary who killed Jessica? Like it's just this, I don't know. But right now where I stand is, I like Mary.
Yeah.
I like when she's in the scenes. I like
too.
how the girls are kind of trusting her. And her and Spencer have a really great dynamic too.
Well, I'm so happy you said that because there's clearly a stronger connection between Mary and Spencer than there is with the other girls, and I think that will be revealed as to why their dynamic is a little bit different, because clearly she has history with the Hastings. We already know that from last episode. But I feel like Mary Drake knows all of them, because even when she was like talking to Hanna in the car and she's like, what was your name? She's like, Hanna. And like, I just feel like she's been around longer than we realize, maybe.
Spying on everybody.
Yeah.
Right, and maybe she's telling the truth. Like, she's always kind of been there, but she was just waiting for Mrs. D to go, which would make us think that she's the one who killed Mrs. D. But in reality, she's probably not.
And why would she be okay with taking Emily to the hospital? Like, that kind of threw me off, because if Emily said, like, oh, I'm not allowed to go there, she's like, oh, I have access to it. Why would you really, if she was really on Dr. Rollins' side, why would you want to cross your partner, I guess?
I think that was her standing up to Dr. Rollins and actually trying to protect Allie. I think she actually wants to protect Allie. And she's like, well, if Dr. Rollins isn't answering my calls and I can't tell him he's gone too far, I'll take matters into my own hands and bring Allie in.
And the other interesting thing is, since we've already seen Dr. Rollins like injecting Allie and being super sketch, who was the person at the very end of the episode that added the injection with the gloves?
I thought that was Dr. Rollins.
But
but it's not.
Is it Dr. Rollins? You know what I mean?
And
because why wouldn't they have just shown him?
Right.
Yeah.
But who also, along those lines, was the person on the phone when Allie called Emily being like, help, help, help. And then we heard a straight up woman who sounded like Mary Drake / Jessica on the other line.
It might have been just the nurse.
It could have been the nurse.
Was
That's what I was
following her
thinking.
boss's orders.
Oh, to not
the receptionist that we saw in the front.
Yeah.
So it might just be her, but lots of weirdness.
And like now we also, this is all going back to like the Karasimi group as well, right? Because like at the end of last season, when it was first revealed that Mary Drake was a real person and Dr. Rollins was dressed up in Wilden's face, we found out that like there was the Karasimi group was coming back into this. Like the whole Karasimi group thing is like so confusing.
I know.
I know. I wish they'd talk about it a little bit more.
Well, because they don't. Like,
they don't talk about it.
We're all confused. Like,
And where did Homeboy go?
Yeah,
Right.
Jason's there.
Jason
and,
lookalike.
like,
Jason
Jason
lookalike.
lookalike there. Could
Right.
you imagine if, this is not true, but could you just imagine if everyone in the DeLaurentis family had a twin? Like, it was like this alternate universe. You know, like Mary and Jason and Allie and Cece.
yeah. And it's like, I feel like we're going to realize just how much they're connected to, because they keep getting more and more connected, and that's clearly like what PLL is going for. They're trying to make it into a way for us to like put a web together, which is why that's what the theme has been throughout this entire show. But
if they did that, I wouldn't hate it.
No,
Actually,
me
now that I think
neither.
about it, I'm like, if they did like this alternate universe thing, I don't think I'd hate it.
what? No, I would hate
No, when
an
PLL
alternate
goes
universe.
sci-fi, we all
They
hate
wouldn't.
it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't, but like,
I don't want
it
the
is a
sci-fi
little
thing.
intriguing.
Yeah,
also
we said it like
come
2 seasons ago. There's no sci-fi allowed.
I'm like,
in
oh,
PLL.
it's the Inception thing tonight. I'm always like, but what if they're watching a TV show inside of a TV show?
And the Truman Show and then all that
right. There has to be an explanation, guys.
Before we move on, I just want to say, I said this last week, but can we all agree together now that Emily is still the #1 person looking out for Allie? And she's the one who's like, we have to go into. I am
Obsessed
beyond sick of Emily catering to Allie's needs.
Yes, okay, I am too.
Still,
And I'm
like,
glad
I
you brought this
can't.
up, Steph. I was going to wait till later to bring it up, but I cannot express to you the amount of tweets that I got from Emerson fans, and I know you guys are so hardcore. I just want to make it crystal clear that I am in no way, shape, or form talking about them being gay and me being against gay people. That is not what I meant by that at all in the slightest. I am all for people being equal. I'm looking at them as human beings, as a relationship. It has nothing to do with sexuality.
Oh my God, I didn't
what
realize
are
you
we
were doing
talking
all
about?
this
I
thing.
was looking.
So many tweets
Guys,
telling
don't
people.
hate on Mova.
No, don't hate on me. Okay,
Right,
I'm not
saying that the Emerson thing was because you don't like gay people?
saying that
few
we
people
don't like
saying that
Emerson because we don't like
it's
the gay
I'm
relationship.
not for the. First of all,
that's not it at all.
Rewind. I was all for Paley until I discovered like other facts about that situation, but. I just want to make it crystal clear that has nothing to do with sexuality. I'm looking at them as human beings in a relationship, and I think it's one-sided. Tonight there was a little bit more of a connection.
But I think Dead of Summer just happened
Dead of
back
Summer
here.
just happened back there.
Could you imagine if someone was back there? It's really creepy.
But yeah, I just
It was
wanted to
only
make that
caught
clear.
on the camera and nobody else saw.
No, I saw it.
That's hilarious. I kind of thought that, and that's
No,
crazy.
girl.
Well, I mean, we've never ever mentioned that ever
No.
before.
And it's specifically, let me tell you what it is about. It's about the fact that Allie treated Emily really badly.
Right,
and that
right.
Emily's allowing herself to continue to like pine after Allie after she was treated badly. It's like an abusive
And I mean,
relationship.
Allie did
so
call Emily tonight, but like only when, like, you know, only when you were kind of like, oh, this is my last, you know, I'm gonna call Emily. Because
And I
see,
also think that the emphasis is on Emerson right now because Emily is the one that technically turned Allison in. Like, I think that's why they're making it more about Emily right now. I don't think it actually has anything to do with Emerson right now. I think it's literally because Emily is the reason that everyone thinks that Allie's guilty because she is the one that said last episode that Allie did it.
And then, and also too, like, going with that, but then also like, Emily seriously is the only one that's there for Allie. Like, everyone else, no one's there. I mean, everyone thinks it's Elliot, but he's not there, obviously. So, but I agree. Like, I love Emerson too, but I see what you're saying. Like, you must feel like Emily, this is good Allie, but bad Emily deserved better than bad
like,
Allie.
it's just, it seemed like Emily was putting more into it than Allie was. So I wanted an equal relationship.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
Also, Steph_Louise just said Allie had a dream a few episodes ago, and Jessica said she liked Elliot. So that, if that's true,
that's
I
what
don't
she
remember
said.
that. But if that's true, thank you, by the way, Steph.
That's a
Thank
scene
you.
that
Steph
Meg was talking
_Louise.
about in the hot
Yes,
So
tub.
then
Yeah,
was it
so-
really a dream? Because there was a lot of scenes that we
Right.
saw that could have potentially been
I don't think
Mary.
it was a dream.
Yeah,
So
I think
maybe it was really
Drake.
Mary.
We thought it was a dream because this was before we were actually introduced to
Right.
Mary. 'Cause
Right,
This was before we saw the end of that.
Yes, yes, it's
Yes,
coming back to
yes.
me. Yes.
It's all coming
Okay, so then that means that
Titanic.
Allie knows that Elliot is bad, right? Allie knows that Elliot is bad. She's saying,
Yes.
you were wrong, Mom. You shouldn't like him. He's bad, which then brings up the great point that you both brought up was, why the hell did she not just yell that out to Emily?
Yeah.
Oh my God! She's like, I get that she's on drugs, but if she's or
She
whatever,
was
tranquilizers.
able to yell no like 10 times.
That's what I was just gonna say. If she's able to like convey that there's an issue, like convey it fast, girl. That's all
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Totally.
Yeah.
Spit it out.
Like it's a TV show or something, damn it.
I know. It's like they're trying to create drama.
All right. Well, you know what? PLL would have been solved like 74 episodes ago if
Right.
people just spoke up or took the mask off or did things that
People
we've
didn't
all been
lie.
If they
wondering.
didn't walk in the woods in
Honestly.
the dark,
Right.
if
So-
they didn't send texts, that they would have just gone to the police.
Yeah.
If they would have just gone to the police, is the number one thing. So what do we think is going to happen, basically, with Emily seeing, you know, Dr. Rollins yelling at Mary Drake and like shoving his finger in her face? What do we think is going to come of that? We saw him texting all the girls. We saw her texting all the girls.
Yes, so all the girls know now that Dr. Rollins is up to something, and in the preview for next week, spoiler alert, you find out that Dr. Rollins is in fact evil, as we all know, but the girls find out too that he's evil.
He's so
and it
hot.
kind of, yeah, he is. We love you, Hugh.
Side note.
Super hot. And then the story kind of shifts a little bit, and now Dr. Rollins is kind of revealed as being the main villain in the show. What that means for Mary Drake and how the girls feel about Mary Drake, who knows? But I think it's gonna take off now in terms of them hunting him down.
So now I just want
prediction.
now like AD seems. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go. Prediction.
Bitch, please. I have a
Predict.
prediction.
Predict.
Go on.
I like applause. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like literally.
Tell me how much you
hate
like my fake hair.
Your hair is so beautiful.
Oh my God, get to your prediction. You're beautiful.
Okay,
Get to
this
it.
is again cheating because someone messaged me this.
Okay.
But the preview that we saw in the very, very beginning of the series when all the girls, I already
Yep.
told them this, but I didn't tell you guys, when they're burying her, and then the girls are like, I feel so bad for Allie, her husband. It's because they're burying Dr. Rollins because they killed him.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I
Love
heard
it.
you say that, but I think I missed it.
No,
So
you
I
got
heard
it.
it again.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that on Twitter too,
Yes.
but I didn't steal it from anybody.
But, okay, we haven't-
That's cheating, and you're a liar.
We still haven't seen the scene where they're at the school.
They're at the school. I
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Well, people
I
were saying
know.
that that's the beginning of
the final
7B.
episode. Oh.
I think.
Oh.
Unless
Yeah,
I'm hearing
we're
that
so
wrong.
far away.
We are so far away.
What were you gonna say though? Actually, you were gonna say something before.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. I don't know.
Here, I'll move
you're
on,
fine.
and then if you think of it,
it wasn't anything important.
Okay, let's switch gears to Hannah. Okay, so obviously. We talked enough about Mary Drake and how Mary Drake was the one that rescued her. So she drops her off at her friend's house, and everyone's kind of like, Hannah, oh no, she looks like she did when we got out of the
Dollhouse.
dollhouse.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a little
glad they
spook
made that
crazy.
connection.
Hanna has like a very emotional episode, I would say, because she's clearly remembering when she met Jordan and that freaking dress.
Oh, it was
red dress.
amazing.
How hot did Hanna? She's
looks
never looked better.
so
She's
good.
beautiful,
So
but I was
good.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She looks better in a
I
dress
want that
than in
dress.
underwear.
I wonder where it's
want
from.
that-
Yeah,
Can you
so
guys find it
Jessica
online? I kind of really want that dress.
Yeah, it's so
That's a
pretty.
great dress.
I love it.
So hot.
she's remembering all of these things from like a past life, and it all leads up to her not wearing her ring and not Caleb.
I thought you were saying not wearing her pants.
Lucas.
Not wearing her pants.
That too. Eventually.
Lucas, my brain wants me to talk about Caleb. We'll get there. Lucas discovering she's not wearing her ring. It's like super dramatic. And basically she decides that she's gonna go ahead and take Lucas up on his offer to take his money and kind of start this new business venture with him. So it's as if Hanna is now single, you guys. That's what it looks like they're setting it up to be. We don't know because she hasn't told Jordan of this new plan of her life, right? Like she
Well, we
hasn't
do know
spoken
she's
to
single.
him.
She gave him the ring back.
I really like
And he's like, is it over? Is it over?
I like seeing
It was
a
over.
glimpse into their past. Like
I don't
that
know
was
though. Do you guys
interesting to
really
see.
think it's completely over?
yeah, no, it's over.
girl.
You
she
think
took that
Jordan
ring
is
off.
done?
Yeah, it is done.
Let me just
Okay.
be clear about something.
All right,
If she's gonna be in that red dress in his office and then he was all like, "Where have you been? What are you doing?" I'd be like, look at me, and you're really deciding at this point you're gonna argue with me right now?
Well, no,
Bye.
because then they went to the restaurant, and it was so symbolic and sad. She was like, "Oh, this restaurant's not here. I needed this restaurant to be here," and it kind of made me really sad.
He was not being sympathetic at all. A little bit, but
I think that he just doesn't know what has been going on
I don't
in her
really
life.
get though. I don't get what's going on. I don't understand why they broke up, except her reasoning, which doesn't make sense, is I'm a calamity. I'm going to take you down with me, so we have to break up. And by the way, the fact that this thing isn't here means that I'm a calamity.
I think that
I'm
she was
like,
just
what?
looking for an excuse because she didn't really
Because she
love
liked
him.
it, and I thought that she wanted that thing to be there, not to represent that she's a together person, but because she wanted to relive her good memories
Right.
with Jordan because she's so over it. She's like, bring me back to the happy times. Why do I love him?
Yeah.
you
Yeah, and it
know?
was just like the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I guess that she felt like the beginning of their relationship was gone, like the
Yeah.
foundation was gone. But
Yeah.
the real reason it's gone, obviously, is because Caleb's back in her life.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Love it.
And I also like that Spencer finally took a hint because, no offense to our girl Spence, but last episode, even though Caleb was throwing her all of the shade,
So much shade.
she did not understand that Caleb was literally
She's
pining
so
for Hanna. She was
awkward.
like, oh, yeah. And then this episode, she's like super upset. She's like watching them from the fridge.
Drinking straight whiskey.
Yeah, and
right.
it's so obvious.
Gets fired.
Getting fired.
Spence had a bad episode.
She
you
did,
guys.
but it's all really supposed to symbolize the breakdown of Spencer and Hanna. They're both going through all
Spencer
these
and
things.
Caleb.
Spencer and Hanna. They're both going through all these emotional things, and it's really all gonna come back to Caleb. I don't think that Caleb and Hanna are gonna end up together very soon.
No, I agree.
Because the way that after all of that, they still had Caleb say to her, come to bed. And she's like, I will
Oh my
soon.
gosh, I couldn't with that.
It made me so mad.
He's
I was
"Come
like,
to
you
bed,
guys,
baby." It's like,
stop it.
ignoring the awkwardness. But then they did eventually bring up the elephant in the room.
Yeah, but it's still, that conversation still ended with him saying, come to bed.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they're just doing that on purpose because they don't want to give us what we want right away.
And they didn't bring up the elephant though. She said, did we make a mistake? But she
Yeah.
didn't say do you still love Hanna? That's the elephant.
I think, while I remember this part, I think the reason why Caleb was kind of giving in to Spencer at the end is because
Hanna.
he had a moment with Hanna, and
Right.
she was like, just for a minute. And he
Yeah.
was just like, okay.
What is that?
Hanna has this way, what Jordan
Yeah.
or Caleb, or someone said about pushing people away.
Right, yeah. right.
And I don't know, Hanna does. And
But,
she needs to,
she was the
work
one
on
who
that.
instigated it, and she was the one who was like, if only I had come back to the apartment in the rain sooner.
It's
and then she
because-
turned him down.
This is life advice, you guys. Life advice.
Love it.
Should we clap?
No, clap after.
Not yet.
Clap after. You can't love anyone else until you truly love yourself.
That's it.
Yes.
And Hanna had that moment with Lucas where she was like, I'm not brave, I'm not this, I'm not that. And it's like, girlfriend, yes, you are. You know what I mean? And so she needs to learn to love herself before she can be committed to Caleb.
Yeah. She
Now
needs
you
to
make
go to
that.
therapy.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job. Also, okay,
you.
speaking of, I was like, just like,
all right, good job, bitch. Okay.
no, I was listening. I was trying to think if I truly loved myself. I think I do.
Oh my gosh, moment.
I really
Taking a
was.
life lesson to heart.
I was. I really was.
I love who all of you
Love
are.
you're the only one
and I
not
love
holding
who all of
hands.
you
You're
are.
the only one not holding hands.
I really was. I was like, do I love myself? Maybe I should like go write about it in my diary tonight.
Do you have a diary?
No, I don't. Come on, let's be real. I have a cell phone. I was gonna say another relationship that's over is one that I'm really happy to forget about, and that is Ezra and who?
Nope.
I mean Aria and who?
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam.
Your brain wants to talk about it.
That's what my brain wants to
He's
talk about Ezra
exhausting.
again.
He's exhausting.
I know.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Exhausting.
Bye, Liam.
I know.
Bye.
Okay, and we thought we were done with him. I thought that they would drop him way faster than they dropped Jordan. Jordan actually looks like he might never come back, though I still kind of feel like he will, but he kind of looks like he'll never come back, while Liam has signed on to edit the book that Ezra and Aria are writing, so that's literally the beginning of a brand new storyline because now Liam is finding out just how much history the two of them have together. He hates it, and he's being a little pussy bitch about it, if you ask me my true opinion.
He was like, oh, maybe then we can cross the finish line together now, Aria. It's like, take a hint, dude.
Cue the nerdy Snapchat filter.
Is it just me? I said this also when we were watching it, but like, nobody, okay, how long were they actually dating? Because all of us have been through breakups, and like, even if you don't like the person, but even if, that sounds bad.
What?
Even if you're the one doing the breaking up, you're still gonna like cry because it's always really sad.
Yeah.
Neither one of them shed one tear.
Well, I mean, he might have, but Aria did not care.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
It's like it
She
never
even
happened.
said to Ezra, she was like, oh, I jumped the gun.
I know.
I'm so happy to get it over with. Like, who does that? But honestly, it's just because her and Ezra are soulmates.
Trumps
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
And now that it's happening again, she's just like trying to get him away. Although I did love the scene between Liam and Ezra because Liam just had the guts to call Ezra out on pretty
Everything.
much factual stuff.
Yeah.
That's true, but I didn't really, like, how did that end? Like, I didn't even know where that ended, that conversation.
I think that he's saying, I think he's trying to say, like, Aria, you were a victim and your teacher Ezra seduced you,
Right.
and that's your romance. It wasn't like a mutual thing. You were like manipulated.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's always easier to
that
get.
makes sense.
It's always easier to get mad at the other person, not the person that you truly
Yes.
care
Right.
about.
Right. Yes.
And I think that's kind of where we're at. But that storyline is clearly not over. And Aria and Ezra are going to have a really hard time getting back together if Liam's poking his stupid little nose everywhere.
Wait, but I did want to bring up, but now I'm completely forgetting what she said because I just had my whole love yourself moment. What was that really good monologue that Aria said? And I loved it. She said it. She was saying it to Liam.
Breaking up with him, you mean?
Oh yeah.
No, what was it?
She spoke some like true wisdom about like, oh shoot, yeah.
Oh, what was you guys?
No, she's
tweet
like, I
us.
like the person that I am. That one? That talk?
Oh, yes, she
yes.
loves the person she is. Yes.
Yes.
So Aria was saying that, you know,
With her mess of a
because
self.
of everyone, she wishes she could press the button. Press the button. And it was the button.
Teddy the button.
The button.
Too many words in the head, you know?
There's so much, but she wishes she could press the
Yes.
button and like
She's like, oh,
people would all
I am who I am because of the things that have happened to
Happens.
me
Yes.
and the people that I love.
yes.
Yeah.
Like the mess of her life and all the bad things that have
And that's why
happened
she is
made
who she
her
is.
who she is, and she
Yes.
likes who she is, so she likes that all that stuff happened.
Why?
and made her-
AKA Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moral of the story.
Also, AKA.
Yes, kind of, totally.
Yeah.
Okay,
Weird.
so this is where we're at before we cut to commercial. Mary Drake might be innocent, but she still has a lot to do with how Allie ended up in the hospital. Allie is not crazy, even though everyone thinks she is, and Allie also did not kill Charlotte. Dr. Rollins is shooting her with some horse tranquilizers, and we also don't know his true motive, right? We also don't know his true motive other than the fact that he loves Charlotte and he wants revenge. A is
he
very...
really, though?
Yeah, we don't know
let's
that.
know.
Yeah.
A is happy that the gang gave them the red jacket. He thanks them with the bouquet of flowers, and he's like, oh yeah, we're like besties. Let's paint each other's nails and talk about our feelings, except no. And then Hannah's now single, taking Lucas up on his offer. Aria's now single, but Liam is still there, and her and Ezra are going to get back together. Spencer and Caleb are at a crossroads, and Caleb loves both Spencer and Hannah. Anything else?
I think we should applaud.
A lot of clapping going on tonight, guys.
We're on a roll.
You guys, it's a lot, and I'm still really confused about a lot of it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back and take your questions.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
You guys are super cheesy tonight.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
Oh my God.
High five.
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes. Look at me, I'm dancing.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
And we're like, ooh, inseparable.
These hoes ain't loyal.
You just went to a totally different direction on that one.
I love it. That's genius.
We're funny.
Billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
There's got to be a code on that.
This might actually be a thing.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
What did I do?
What is there?
are we there yet? Can we talk about this?
We've been waiting all night.
I don't like to break news.
You can't count anything out.
It's been another awesome night at the Stream.tv, guys.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
All right. Okay, we're back, you guys. Your guys' questions are really good, and I feel like we, for the first time in a while, kind of know what's going on right now because there isn't like too much confusion because they haven't given us a lot.
Right.
So it's actually a good place to be. If you feel confused, don't worry. We are right there with you. It's a good place to be right now because what they have given us, we can kind of like sort through before next episode. I really do have a feeling that starting next week, they're going to
Oh yeah, next week looks so juicy.
Yeah.
The freaking preview, Allie with that thing on her
Hannibal,
head.
Hannibal Lecter
Oh
mask.
my gosh, that is.
And then she like
freaky.
attacks him, and she's like running in
Yes,
the woods.
love it. Is that
Cray.
okay? So that was where Hannah was. Even in this last episode, they talked about this is what he did to you, right?
Oh.
So did this same thing happen
Right.
to Hannah? Or
So they took Allie to where
it
Hannah
looked
was
like the
trapped in
same
the woods.
location. It
Yeah.
looked like
Yeah,
it was
it's
the same
very
location.
interesting.
I always
Very,
feel like
very
there's
interesting.
more to Hannah's story than she tells us.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
let's,
what we got?
Let's switch gears and answer some questions. So at Alexis_Collins says, do you think Spencer and Caleb will break up now that Hannah is single? Yeah, I do.
Eventually.
But I
like you were saying.
Yeah,
Not right
exactly.
away, but
eventually.
for sure.
But I think more.
Okay, Kellen.
What the hell are you doing? Sorry.
More than anything, I think that Spencer's gonna be the one to initiate the breakup.
You do? I think
really
it's gonna
do.
be like he keeps treating Spencer badly, and Spencer's like, "Oh, Caleb, hello, like pay attention to me." And then he's like, eventually, he's just like, "You know what, Spencer? This is what's
Bye.
happening."
We didn't see Toby at all this episode. I
We
just
did
thought
not.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is the other thing. Like, I like badass Spencer. I like the Spencer
Yes.
that takes charge.
Yeah.
And Caleb makes her a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, not
You're
that he's
so
making
right.
her a little
Like, pathetic.
bitch, but she's like being the girl that nobody wants to be. She's being that girl.
You're so
Don't
right.
be that girl.
She really likes him, you guys. Like, you have to kind of feel for her because, yeah, you did a bad thing and you broke girl code, and it sucks because you can't really fight a true love. Like, the two of them are meant to be together, so you have zero hope in this. Sorry to break it to you, but you're not
You
going to
mean
end up
Hannah
with
and
him.
Caleb?
Yes,
These are who you're
Hannah
friends
and Caleb are meant to be together, so Spencer has no chance. It's
Yeah.
not gonna happen for her. But that doesn't mean her feelings aren't real.
But do you
And
really
plus-
think that she really genuinely? I don't know if she
Likes
really
him?
likes him. I think that she's like kind of lost a little bit right now. Like, you know,
Sure.
things are going on with work and stuff, and she's kind of just like maybe clinging onto this relationship for like comfort or something like that because it's clearly not working out. Even she knows it, or else she
Right.
wouldn't have brought that out.
And like the fact that she's like seeing it, and you can kind of see that she's starting to recognize that
Yeah.
their relationship is not ever gonna be what his relationship with
Yeah.
Hannah is, and she's still staying by it. And she didn't say anything as much as she should have in that
Yeah.
scene.
Right,
It kind
right.
of does make her seem a little bit pathetic
And
and
I
not
want
in a
old
bad.
Spencer back. I want like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
not like.
I'll do this, guys.
But
like,
that's what makes
leader.
me think that you're going to be right, and she's going to be the one who's
I think she is.
who breaks it off.
Because that's who she is as a person.
Yeah.
She actually is a really strong person. But like you said, Caleb kind of makes her into a little bitch. And that's not. It's not to diss who she is. It's just I don't like her with Caleb, and that's honestly because she's not supposed to be with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Toby built her up, and Caleb doesn't really do that.
She's
for
not
her.
herself in this relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, good moment, you
Good
guys.
talk. Good talk.
At Heather2392 says, if Charlotte knew Mary was her mother, then why was she crying? I don't know what's happening. Then why was she crying mommy when she found Jessica dead? If Charlotte knew Mary was her mother. That's right. Because Charlotte was like heartbroken over Jessica de Laurentiis.
Right.
But do we know that Charlotte knew that Mary was her real mother? Do we actually know that?
I don't think we did.
That's a good question, though.
But do we? I'm
think
actually
she knows?
forgetting.
No, I
It
don't think we
depends
did
on what
know.
age. Well, if we don't know, and we're wondering if she knew, it would depend on at what age she was adopted by Jessica, right? Like if her earlier memories were enough to remember
Right.
Mary
No,
Drake
I don't
as
think
her
she
mom.
knew that Mary was her mom.
Plus, we also know that Mary went to Radley because of the little baby that died. All the babies die in Pretty Little Liars. It's really sad, by the way. It's really sad. But we know that's why she went to Radley in the first place. But in last episode, we talked about how she spent like most of her life there, I guess, or
Were they there
her
at the
adult
same time?
life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Did they
how
cross
did they not
paths?
cross paths? Cross paths.
Like
Cece and Mary Drake
and Mary. Like, wouldn't she be like, oh, hey, by the way, you're my daughter?
Or did they
like
say she
chilling
got
in the-
out when she was 18? Either she went there when she was 18 or she got out when she was 18.
Something about 18.
Right.
Oh, yeah, she was out by then. Then she went into hiding.
I have a quick question about that babysitting thing. Is it 100% sure and we are positive that Jessica purposefully framed Mary Drake, or do we not know?
We don't know.
We don't
So
know.
we don't know
She
if
don't
Jessica
know.
even knew that the baby was
We don't know
dead.
if that
Because
story's
when they
real.
found Jessica,
Yeah.
she said that Jessica. Everyone always believed Jessica. Jessica said that the baby was fine when she left, but maybe that
Could've
is the
been.
truth,
Right.
and maybe that was enough reason for Mary to kill Jessica. Maybe she held that against her whole life.
Yeah.
She was
Right. I
13
love
years
that.
old. She was smart enough to know my stupid twin sister bitch just framed me. I hate you. You're going down. Who knows? All right. At LSub17 says, I think they'll kill and bury Rollins. So we found out who you stole that from. It's Lucy. I think her name is Lucy. At LSub17. I might be making that up. But for some reason I feel like your name is Lucy. It might not be though. I'm sorry.
We're just not giving this person credit at all.
But at LSub17 says, I think they'll kill and bury Rollins. Oh my God. Do you think he's gonna die? That breaks my heart.
Because we love him so
I love
much.
that. In that shot, though.
I love that.
I love that idea, but in that shot, one of the liars was missing, I want to say. But
Hanna.
Why?
Well, exactly.
I think they did that on purpose because we weren't supposed to know that Hanna was going to be saved.
Yeah, I wasn't
because
sure if it was.
So maybe she is
Save
there
Hanna
and she just wasn't in the scene.
Where's Hanna?
Maybe.
You guys, I do
Save
think that,
Hanna.
now that I'm thinking about it, I do think he's going to die at some point. At some point.
But he can't die.
We got to get his ass back on the show.
Not
for
yet.
real.
Not yet, but
Eventually.
I don't
get it.
know.
I mean, someone has to die. It's Pretty Little Liars.
I mean, what else is going to happen to him? He's not going to go to jail because the Rosewood County Jail, let's be real.
Yeah.
He's not going to go to Welby because he owns it. So it's just death.
Or he's coming to my house.
Or he can go to, or he has a place with all of us at any time he wants.
There's a pillow with his name on it.
Put his feet in my vagine too far.
She went there. Hugh, if you were watching, we are terribly sorry. And we apologize to your wife.
PSA.
What the actual hell is going on in your mind?
The same thing was going on in all of your minds. We were all thinking
You just have to love Steph because she just speaks what goes on in her head. It just goes.
But
and
the way she says it like such like a valley girl. Put your peen in my vagine. She couldn't even Oh, it's great. I love you, Steph.
That was swag.
You're awesome. That's almost as good as Abu Dhabi. Almost.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Good times, good times.
All right, I feel like we need to make shirts with we should all wear shirts that has something else that Stephanie has said in the course of. Okay. Anyways, hilarious. Is it JAFFERRJ?
Jeffrey?
Jaffer J. Jaffer J. So he says, this is the card Paige threw into the police car in 421. Does that mean that she's involved with AD? So Paige found the note.
Oh, yeah.
That said that Allison was alive. We needed some clarification. Like, did she write the note? Did she find the note? Mova said she found it. She reminded us that she found the note.
I don't know if she found it somewhere, but the girls didn't want to give it over to the police. She was like, hell no. So she took it.
Yeah.
She took it and she did it. She
Right.
did it herself.
What did the note say? She dropped it in the car, right?
Yeah, she dropped it in the police car. It says.
Threw it into the police car in 421. Yeah.
So
it says, I know for a fact that Alison DiLaurentis is alive. Start looking for her. And it's addressed to AD Incorporated, P.O. Box 537, Wallingford, PA. So somebody go look up Wallingford and see if there's any sort of connection to anything.
We're looking at the AD part of that. Is that why we care?
It's addressed to AD Incorporated. And that's the only other time we've ever seen AD. There's clearly a connection between that because AD was only introduced recently.
Yeah.
It's always been A.
Yeah.
It's always been Uber A.
Right.
But now it's like AD.
And we
Allison
do think that
DiLaurentis.
AD is the A that has been.
Like,
that would mean CC wasn't
Above CC.
A. Yeah,
But I
above
don't even.
CC.
But I
And
don't even
always
know.
there.
But I don't even know if Uber A existed before CC.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
don't know.
saying.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know.
We don't know.
We don't know, and it's almost like someone just keeps stealing the game.
Yeah.
Like Mona,
Yeah.
then CC, then Uber A. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, at Rosewood Outcast says, do you think something surprising will come up if Hannah decides to talk more about her kidnapping? Like you said, Megan. You always feel like there's
something else.
Something else.
You guys,
What?
I had a thought. Go.
Were we wrong about that burying scene and really they were saying poor Hannah, and not poor Allie? Because someone just tweeted me that and I'm like, that kind of makes more sense because
Wait, what do you mean?
No, I don't think they said a name.
we were supposed to
in
think
that
Hannah was
scene,
dead at
unless-
that point.
We were supposed to think Hannah would not.
Were they were saying poor somebody? Who?
They said poor?
like,
they did?
so
I
like
can't
poor so and
remember.
so.
Yeah, but I
It
read
wasn't supposed to end this way.
Yeah, but who were they saying? Allie or Hannah?
No,
Don't
that was
know.
just the save. At that point, the hashtag.
Yeah,
the
but
save Hannah.
I've heard poor Hannah too. People were saying that on Twitter.
Yeah. So
Something about poor Hannah as well.
Tell us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, here's my other quick thought before we give shout outs. I love Lucas, and I always want him to be good, but I wouldn't be lying if I thought that during the episode, whatever she was signing wasn't what she thought she was signing.
Oh my gosh! Stop! Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just had a hunch.
Oh my gosh!
I just had a
love
hunch.
Lucas so much.
I love
and
Lucas
he
too,
loves Hannah.
and I don't want him to be a bad guy. But I would not be surprised if he was
He
working
has
with somebody.
been really creepy before. He has been the bad guy before. He was working with Mona.
Yeah.
But it's just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah.
How could you guys like Lucas?
I love him.
He's the underdog.
He's the.
He's literally trying to like how desperate can you be?
He's
literally
giving
trying
her
to
$1 million.
wipe her. Exactly. Whoa.
To do her what she loves in life because he has money. You know?
Money. All right, this one's for you, Megan. At PLLAS_fans says, what if this whole series was like Allie's dream or something?
Right?
Oh
right?
my
That's what I'm
gosh.
saying.
No, I would hate that.
No, I don't
that.
think so.
That's
but-
not even, I can't even like laugh. That's not even funny.
That's disgusting. I'm offended.
I am
actually.
offended.
I am pissed.
No.
It's not going to be Allie's dream. I don't think so. But that would definitely explain everything because nothing needs an explanation in a dream. So that would suck.
That would.
And we'd probably all be outraged and there
Yeah.
would be like riots in the street.
Yeah, there really would.
That's serious.
Okay, let's give a couple of shout outs. Eli Board at eBoard530. Hello. At Gokai Green 1. At Cuffing Clayton. Who else here? At World_PLLAS.
Taco Dell.
At TCK Sneakers. Mega Bot. Let's see here.
Jarrell loves when we say bitch.
Oh, I saw that.
He's the funniest on
funny.
Twitter. Joe, we love you. Oh my
We
God.
love you.
Your tweets crack me up.
is
Yeah, you're so
so
funny.
funny.
At Angie_RDJ, at Claire1232, at M_who_is_A. At
that the whole name?
Yes, at underscore stop the shit underscore like that. At Lavinia12346 at Bert Cleaverhook says AD Incorporated was an account set up by Alison DiLaurentis to get money whilst she was away from Rosewood.
Oh. Okay, did you already say this? Because now I'm reading it and I really wasn't listening to that.
Yeah.
Because
That's fine,
there was
go
a lot of, okay. Go Kai Green 1 and E-Board 5
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
there were so many.
Great,
It's
good
like,
chat.
honestly, you guys are
are
on it.
awesome.
Like, every Tuesday, it's like
Yeah.
a zillion plus.
Yes.
We love all of
yes.
you.
Mama Bear always sends me some YouTube shout outs because she's on the YouTube right now. So we got
The YouTube.
Bella Garrett, Katie Phillips, Joseph Taylor, Samantha Chase, Victoria Brown, Peyton Sudin, and Brenna McCarthy. Thanks you guys for chatting it up on YouTube.
Yeah, we love you, Ron.
And a lot of people are bringing reference back to that note, since I feel like we should start paying attention. That note that Paige threw in the police car.
Right.
At Kyra says Emily had the money with that address, and then someone else also said, for the love of PLL at Fina Juliana says Emily told Paige that Allie was alive because Paige was going to tell the police that Emily was sending money to AD.
You've got to say that slower.
Emily told Paige that Allie was alive
Yeah.
because Paige was going to tell the police that Emily was sending money to AD.
Yeah, right.
So
I
there
remember
was
that
like
now.
some sort of money thing, and like, why does it keep coming back to like money? And like the Care See Me group was like money,
I know.
and Mary Drake wanted money, and like, what is this AD Incorporated? It's like a business.
This world
I know, this is
is
life.
all about
This is
money.
life,
It's
okay.
real life. But you
Wait,
know what?
life lessons.
Money doesn't buy happiness. And we'll end with that.
Oh, those, you are just a
Full
therapist
of life
today.
lessons. Full of that.
Feeling
I
inspiration.
feel like I have
life
so much to go think about tonight.
Yeah. Do I love myself? Do I love money? We'll find out tonight.
Well, I know the answer to at least one of those questions. You guys, thanks so much for tuning in again tonight. Please keep sending your theories. Keep sending your comments. Keep sending your questions. I know it's super hard to get to a bunch of shout outs. So I am so sorry because every week I'm like, you didn't shout me out. And I feel awful because I know that there are some of you guys that tweet us every single day. And then Tuesday comes and we still don't say your names. But it's only because we're just reading right through the feed. So just keep sending them. Keep sending them. Keep sending your questions. And you guys, we'll get to this. We're going to get through this.
We're gonna get through it.
Little by little. Let's
Got this.
start thinking back a little bit. Paige is coming back. We know that. Let's start
So
thinking
weird.
about
Eddie
it.
Lamb.
I don't even. Tonight's episode name. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about that. It was something that had to do with Eddie Lamb. Oh my gosh.
It said Eddie Lamb in the IMDb page or whatever for this episode, but we don't know when we saw him. But I guess we saw him.
He was the doctor.
Oh my God.
He was the one injecting.
No, stop it.
Allie.
Oh, he was.
No, I'm just
So
saying.
why would they?
I
don't
miss him
think.
so much.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
weird.
wait
It's just weird because I feel like they don't have to credit him if he wasn't seen.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
right.
That's
So we
true.
had to have seen him.
But I can't
Either
remember
way,
the
we
name of the
love
episode,
him.
but
We love him. All right, you guys, for realsies, tweet us. We'll be online. Give us like 20 minutes to get home at least, and then we will catch up with you guys on
texting and
Twitter.
New texting and driving.
Yes. All right, you guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.